Say hello to Dickens. Oh, little Dickens. Oh, aren't you so beautiful? Hello Wildlings, I hope you're doing well. We have another unboxing today, and this time we're unboxing the Queen Mab Oracle deck. Now, I was not going to get this Oracle deck for two reasons. So the first reason is because, as I've mentioned here on the channel before in my last unboxing, I really struggle with artwork that kind of looks like it's been produced digitally for Oracle and Tarot decks, at least anyway. I find it just can be quite distracting for me when I'm trying to get into that headspace. I tend to avoid them and not really go for them, and I tend to choose ones that are more produced by hand painting, or even collage can sometimes be difficult for me to sort of connect with, but anything that's more of that kind of a natural material in the way that it's been produced. So that was the first reason why I didn't think that I was going to get this deck. The second reason is because from what I've seen of the imagery, it is not how I perceive the Fae to be. So this deck is basically, as far as I'm aware, is fashioned after the Queen of the Fairies, or the Shakespearean Midsummer's Night's Dream fairy. I don't know that play, so forgive me for my ignorance on that. But yeah, it's sort of fashioned after the Queen of the Fairies, essentially. And from what I've seen of the images, it's just not really at all how I experience Fae to be. Now, there is obviously the Twyleth Teg, which is the Welsh fair folk, and that is basically speaking about the fairies who are the shining ones. So they're meant to be very tall, very elegant, and almost as if they're radiating light. And I do experience some Fae beings like that. So I do think that there might be a few images in here that I'll be able to connect with more easily on that front. But for the most part, they kind of seemed a bit too human for me, if that makes sense. So we're here anyway, though, because a wonderful YouTuber called Racine, I think she's OwlMoon513 on here, I've been watching her for years now. She recently spoke about this deck on her channel. Now, Racine is amazing if you are interested in any sort of goddess deity work, and especially anything that is related to the left-hand path. So what do I mean by the left-hand path? I mean, sorry about the noise of this while I'm talking. I mean basically any deities that are associated with the darker part of the year, the underworld, shadow work, things like that. So if you're interested in those kinds of things, I'd highly recommend going and checking her channel. But she spoke about this Oracle deck, and she spoke about it because she said that it was actually an excellent deck to work with if you wish to work with Lilith. And as we are now in the depths of winter here in the UK at the time that I'm recording this, I found that my practice has lent very much towards going very internal and working deeply with tarot and oracle for exploring my psychology, pathways of the mind, the shadow. This is the dark part of the year where we go into that deep cave of imagination and dream time. So that's sort of where my practice has been focused, obviously, because nature for the most part is asleep herself. So I found that the darker feminine and the darker masculine energies are really stepping forward for me during this time in my practice, which I'm really enjoying. And I've been wanting to work with Lilith in particular. She sort of popped up for me a few times recently, because I'm really interested in exploring themes of feminine liberation and personal empowerment and freedom of self-expression, because it's definitely some themes that I've been working with and working through a lot in my path recently. So I realize I've been rambling on for 5 minutes already and we've not even opened it. So this is the box. It's actually a really nice quality hard case box. So this is what the front looks like. And then the inside of it is this super fluorescent orange, which is sort of an interesting choice. Again, like I said, I kind of experienced the Fae personally very, very earthy. Very dreamlike and illusionary as well. Ooh. But I don't know, my personal choice would be I probably would have gone with something a bit more natural toned in there. Now, one thing that really did attract me about this deck actually was the guidebook. So when she showed the guidebook, when she was just talking about it, you see that you get this full colour representation of the card, but also you get quite a bit. I mean, it's quite big font, but you get sort of like 2 pages, 2.5 pages. And I was quite taken by some of the themes of the cards actually. So although at first glance I'm not particularly sorry, I have to like sit on my legs because this chair is really uncomfortable. At first glance I'm not particularly keen on the artwork, although I think maybe it might grow on me in terms of how the deck works, if it does work well for me. But yeah, I found that some of the descriptions in the guidebook actually seem to take one quite deeply, and one thing that did attract me about this deck as well was the fact that it isn't all light. I get really put off of decks that are too focused on just the positive, because personally for tarot and oracle I use them as tools of self-development. So I like to really get in there and get into the nitty-gritty and try and understand things from multiple perspectives, look at things from different angles, bring things up within myself that I feel need to be looked at, or so that I can try and progress and grow or change for the better. So yeah, that's kind of why I use tarot and oracle. I'll sometimes use them for divinatory means, but that is primarily what I have my practice in, and this seems like it will offer a really good exploration in that. So I want to get straight into the cards just because I've been chatting for ages now already, but they feel really nice quality, to be honest. So who produces this deck? Because I've realised I've not even read the back of it for you. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's Blue Angel. So as you can see, you get this really nice meaty guidebook. They've definitely done a really nice job. Sometimes I feel like some publishing houses can really cheap out on the guidebook, and that really puts me off. So let me quickly just read the back of it actually for you. So it says, get some light in here. From all such stuff that dreams are made of, your answers are on their way to you. On the wings of an endless midsummer's night, something blessed this way comes. Powered by the earth, the wind, and the divine radiance of the fairy queen. Ancient and powerful, Queen Mab is an elemental emissary of charm, moonlight, and manifestation. Turn to her for meaning, revelation, and insight into the poetry and empowerment at play within all that is and all you shall become. Queen Mab, I hear and embody your wisdom so that I may own my divinity and affirm my magic in the world. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like it. Let me just take a little sip of tea. Sorry if you can hear tiny little pitter-patter paws, by the way. That is my cat. I'm sitting on her favourite pillow at the minute, so she's a little bit frustrated at me. I know you love this cushion, but Mummy needs it because her ass hurts sitting on this chair. Right. Okay. So, cardstock. Oh, it's nice. It's not too flimsy. Now, I don't do, I'm not even sure what it's called, but when people put it on the table like that and they sort of like fan it, I don't do that. Oh, I just happened to split it on the front cover, which is cool. Yeah, I've never shuffled like that. I have really, really small hands. So like literally I wouldn't be able to shuffle this sideways. You can see it's quite a large deck. Just realized here for comparison, in terms of size is the Woodland Wardens Oracle. So we have Woodland Wardens and then the Queen Mab. So they are large cards, which I really, really love. So although I kind of struggle to shuffle large cards over the years, I've sort of figured out a way of, I just always shuffle like this instead. But I really like larger cards because I can get much more lost in the imagery of what's presented in the card. So let's take a look at the images. So the first one we have, Herein Lies Wisdom. Really nice. I love the colours on that one. Oh, I like this one. Protector of the Realm. Renew thy force. It does have, like, some of these cards have a really nice whimsical feel. Like, they feel a bit yummy. Do you know what I mean? The Sacred Radiance. I'm not sure about that one. Listen to the Moon. I love all the purples in this and the butterflies as well. I actually really like how saturated and vibrant the colours are in some of these cards. I love this one. Killed with a Living Death. You see what I was saying? So some of these cards might be really confronting, and I really like that in a deck because I think that's really good for self-development. I'm not sure I can show this card because there's nudity on it actually, so hold on, let me show you this in a different kind of way. We don't want to upset YouTube now. Oh, I didn't even read it. Wild Watery Sea. The Wrath of Love. Ooh. Ain't that the truth? I love that. Damn, very nice. Oh, I love this one as well. Darkness as a Bride. Oh, there's some really dark earthy elements in this. I can see why she said it would be good for connecting with Lilith. I actually feel like as well this would be really good for connecting with Hecate. It's got kind of that dark, whimsical, witchy, mystical feel to it. It's sort of actually kind of, sorry, because it's a matte cardstock, it's kind of taking away some of the colour. So I'll just hold this one to the side a little bit so you can actually see there's like a little bit of a border there. And the colours are actually really beautiful and vibrant in this card. So this one is Make Not Your Thoughts Your Prison. Very nice. The Rose of Youth. Strange Invisible Perfume. Oh, that's interesting. I like that one. That's very dreamlike, isn't it? A Most Prosperous Perfection. Oh, sorry, I had two cards there. A Winged Messenger. Love Lend Me Wings. Okay, so it seems like this might be a really good deck for exploring themes of how we are in love and any wounding that we might have from love. Queen of Queens. I'm gonna like hold it up like this and then just slightly turn it so you can actually see all the colors. What I do really like about this deck is that it's really consistent. I have, again, like trouble with decks where all the artwork looks different throughout all of the cards. I don't know why, but it just kind of annoys me. I really like consistency, and I can tell that one person has just consistently painted all of this. Oh, by the way, this is by, sorry, I'm so sporadic today, Tess Whitehurst. And it says divine wisdom from the Queen of the Fae. Yeah, I'm really I'm a bit scatterbrained today, sorry guys, but we're just having a chill chat, so it's all good. We're friends, you get it. It's like a few days before Christmas now, and I'm leaving to go up north tomorrow, so I have so much that I have to get done before I actually go, so I'm feeling a bit scatterbrained. But I wanted to sit down and do this for you anyway. The I Will Love. Yeah, so there's definitely some relationship theme stuff in here, so this might be really good for doing readings about those kinds of themes. Proud and pitiless. Damn. There is my pledge. Thou art a witch. Hello. She just absolutely legged it in from outside. Heart is bleeding. Oh, I love the image on this. I really like clowns and clown imagery. But like those kind of like dark, creepy clowns. I don't know why, but I just always find them really beautiful. So I really like that one. Oh, and I love this one. This gives me very Circe vibes. The spirits riseth. Ooh, I like that one. That one feels powerful. That's beautiful. I love that. Very nice. So I really like that there's some different themes in this, because I feel like there's so many decks out there now that are just kind of reproducing all the same stuff, and it's very hard to find decks that kind of take a different spin on things or go a little bit deeper and go a little bit darker into more difficult themes in life. So I feel like this actually might really grow on me. So I will let you know how I get on with it and what I feel like it is good for working with. Beauteous freedom. But yeah, this does feel different. It feels like it's got a different stance. So many times I'll open decks, and it's why I don't really buy any anymore now. I've got my eye on a few at the minute, but for the most part I feel like a lot of what is being produced is just very surface level, and I'm not a very surface level person. Like, I really like to get deep in there. So, and I mean, all decks have their purpose, right? You use them for different things, and sometimes you really need those more gentler, comforting, lighter decks. But do you know when sometimes you just pick something up and it's just like humming? It's like, ooh, yeah, there's some real intention, thought and power that's been put into the creation of this, rather than just producing it for the sake of money or to tick a box or whatever. And this definitely feels like one of those decks. I feel like actually we can go really deep with journeying and with this one. Spangled Starlight Sheen. Oh, I like that. It's very gypsy. See, you can see all that detail on the side there, so sorry guys, my light kind of washes it out. Turn it to the side. I like this one. Angelic Fiend. You see, this is getting a bit more like how I experienced the Fae. Like, the Fae do have a little bit of a darker element to them. I mean, that's not to say that they're not positive at all. I have exceptionally positive experiences when I work with the Fae. I feel a lot of love from them as well, but it's kind of like this over beautification and over humanization of fairy beings, like we see with the sparkly wings and stuff like that I don't really enjoy. But this one kind of is a bit more primal and animalistic, which I really like, because it's kind of giving me that vibe. As Destiny, sorry, the font on it, because the light is so bright and the font is so delicate, it's like a bit difficult to read sometimes, so that's why I'm kind of like this. As Destiny Decrees. I thought it said As Destiny DRS at first, and I was like, I'm sure it doesn't say that, so I need to double check. I love this one, like the way that they've done it. It kind of looks like it's actually glowing from the inside with the window. I'm actually looking at this now, and I'm like, I need to look into whether this is digitally produced, actually, because some of these images are like, if they're not digitally produced, then they've been painted so beautifully, and then if they are digitally produced, they've almost made it like a painting actually. So now that I have the deck in my hands, because I looked at a lot of photos online and I was like, no, that looks very sort of, I know CGI isn't the word, but it looks very much like it's been produced digitally. Like photo manipulation is kind of the vibe that it looks like. I, in all honesty, didn't even go on and look any further into how it was actually produced because I just didn't really resonate with the images. And then the reason why I got the deck was because of what Racine was talking about, and I was like, oh, that actually seems like there's something to explore there that might be quite helpful in my practice, which is why I ended up getting it. But now that I actually have it in my hands and I'm looking at it in real life, it almost has like a painted vibe to it, to be honest. Some of the imagery, like, I mean, this one really does just look like really beautiful soft brush strokes. So I actually think I can get on board with this, to be honest, you guys. Flower warriors. Oh, I like that. It's a little bit creepy. Very liminal. Sort of like astral realm, that, isn't it? These violent delights. Oh, we are going to go to some places here, my friends. The Queen in Bondage. Hell yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, yeah, guys, this is going to be a really interesting, unique deck. I can definitely see that. That is such an epic photo. And look at her crown. She's got like this giant blood red quartz crown, which... oh, I love it. Finally something that's a little bit different. A vision full of majesty. I feel like this is going to be a very confronting deck. I love this image. This is so beautiful. The falcon's flight. Oh my lord. I love that image. I feel so connected to falcons. They feel really special to me because on my mother's side of the family, we hail from Scotland, and my birth name, my mother's maiden name, etc., etc., was a Scottish tribe, and our bird was the falcon. That was the emblem of our tribe, and so I feel really connected to them, and I love that image. Do you see what I mean? Doesn't that look like a painting? Maybe these have been painted. So if they have been painted, guys, I take that back, because I'm honestly not sure now. It looked like it was digitally produced when I saw it online, but it looks very different in person. So you see, that's like another reason why these show and tells are kind of good, because sometimes the actual images that they put online on shops with the decks just don't do it justice, which is why we watch reviews and unboxings. Roses have thorns. I actually feel like for the most part this deck is a shadow deck. I haven't really seen many light cards, to be honest. There's been a lot more shadow cards. So I feel like this is going to be really good for exploring those themes of personal identity and breaking free of personal limitations and chains that we place on ourselves, being able to step more fully into our self-expression, untamed, a bit more feral. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's yummy. It's yummy. Something rich and strange. Oh, I'm like, the more that I'm engaging with this deck, the more I'm getting really excited to work with her. Okay, we are talking. A dream of love. If I can get it out. Come on. Oh, I like this one. Everlasting farewell. Oh, look at the colours in that. That is very pleasing to my eyes. That is very midsummer, isn't it? Let's just look at that for a second. Beautiful. Oh, I love this one too. Extremity of rage. Damn. Oh, there's some more nudity coming up. I love that one. Oh, she's fierce. And all those colours, like the way that all the greys and the sort of golden and muted purples kind of blend together. I really like this deck. I really like the imagery in this. It's so much more beautiful in person. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me, there's nudity in this one, so I have to just, unfortunately, cover her up because of YouTube. Oh wait, what? Welcome Dread Fury. Okay, so there's a lot of like There's a lot of angry cards in this deck. Does that not look like Lilith? This is very much giving me Lilith vibes right now. Yes. Nice. Very, very interesting. Ooh, I'm getting chills, guys. Oh, I thought that one was damaged then, but it was just a little bit of wool that was floating around in the air. I was like, it's cracked. The Sea Maid's Music. There's a lot of cards in this deck. Oh, I love this one as well. Okay, you see, this is why we should never judge a book by its cover, because this deck is beautiful. Oh my god, I'm so happy that I got this deck now. I really wasn't gonna buy it. I remember seeing it ages ago and I was like, oh, it's just another mass-produced deck. Like, they've not put any thought into it. And I had my judgments. I did, I admit, hand on heart, I had my judgments. And thank you, Racine, for actually talking about this deck and making me realise that there's something to explore here, because oh, I love this imagery so much. Sorry, I can hear my cat just bouncing around. Her Pale Fire. Ah, you see, I love that. That's very Fae to me. This kind of like shifting in and out, phasing in and out, illusionary kind of dream state kind of a vibe. I love that. Oh my god, it's like giving me the feels. I have proper goosebumps on my arms right now. Love all, trust a few. Okay, so oh, I was about to say, oh, we have a light card, because like all of these have been very dark themed, haven't they? There's been very few light ones, and I saw the colors in this card and I was like, oh, this is like a bit more of a positive card finally. Not that, like I said, I don't want a super positive deck, but it just kind of looked very different than the rest of the cards. But then I read it and it says the Forgeries of Jealousy, so that's another shadow card. Definitely, this is definitely a shadow deck, which is very, very exciting. I also really like that. It's just so consistent. I really like the consistency of the artwork in this deck. Venus in the Sky. Oh, it's so witchy. This is going to be great for Hecate as well. I'm really getting those kind of vibes. Even Ceridwen, maybe. Raging Fire of Fever. Dickens. She's playing with the packaging. You're very interested in this deck, aren't you? Raging Fire of Fever. I really like the colours on that. One of my, well, if not my favourite colour in the world, is that like really dark hedgerow berry red, like that you get from blackberries when they kind of get all smushed into jam. That's like my favourite colour. That and dark forest green. So I really like the colours in that one. Oh, I love this one as well. You see, this was one of these images that I really didn't like online. I saw this image online and this was where I got the idea that in my head, oh, they've done it on they've done it digitally, and I really didn't like the image. But again, now I'm seeing it in person, like it's beautiful. Follow darkness like a dream. Oh my god. Oh, I love this one. Wow. You see, this is like, I mean, the very fact that my journey with this deck already has been that I had a judgment about it, a preconceived judgment, because I didn't look at it deep enough and I didn't explore it deep enough. And then I got it in my hands and now I am positively falling in love with it. I feel like this is literally the energy of the deck itself. It's got that very illusionary, flip the picture, double side, let's see things from a different perspective, let's get under the surface and see the mirror image of what it is that we're actually looking at. So I feel like we're gonna go some places with this deck, into some beautiful dreamtime places, because now I'm looking at it, I am literally in love with this image. Look at the colours on it. Oh my god, I'm like teary-eyed. Oh, we are gonna have some chats, me and this deck. We really are. And then the last one, Dive into the Fire. Well, you guys, well, I have to say that I'm in love with it. And I shall let you know how I get on with it and what I use it for. So I'll do a little bit of a review later on. But oh my gosh, my opinion has completely changed already just by holding the deck in my hands. I feel like we're going to really go into some exploratory work, weaving in and out of different storylines and seeing things from different perspectives, and really getting into the darker elements of what it is we want to break free of, that shackle and chain us in our self-expression, that prevents us from presenting our magic forward to the world. Releasing all of those judgments and all of those things that keep us restricted and prevent us from going into our personal freedom. That is the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this deck. Do you want to come up here? Come on, say hello to everyone. Come on. Ready? She's going to jump up, I think. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. There you go. Do you want to say hello to Dickens? Oh, little Dickens. Oh. Aren't you so beautiful? Where are you going? You just want the pillow, don't you? She just wants like the multiple cushions that I'm sitting on right now. Hello, my darling. Okay, I'm gonna shoot off, you guys. Sorry that this was a little bit sporadic. Like I said, I'm sort of clutter-brained at the minute because I'm getting ready to leave for Christmas. So if you watch this before Christmas and it's around that time of year, then I wish you a Merry Christmas. If you're watching this years from now, then I'm wishing you a beautiful day. Ooh, both me and Dickens are. And I'll speak to you soon, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and let me know what your thoughts are on the deck from what you've seen so far, or if you have the deck and what you like to work with her for. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.